Oh, sweet. All right, Treasure Island, here we go. No connections issues today. A man can dream. So we have Flutters versus Zawnius. We're going to be having 4 unique matchups today, folks. So Flutters, I've seen him on the ladder. I believe he is fairly good. Needs to build a storehouse. Yep, excellent, Sean. And Zawnius, as you guys know, he's been playing on. No, Nikui, you're still good. We can get you in against Carnage. Yep, needs to not drop that. But Zawnius, we've seen him a couple times on the community challenge before. So we know he's a good player, and he's been practicing with Persia lately. And Sparabara Rush is definitely something to be feared. Let's see if Flutter's doing a great job scouting. He sees this. He knows he's going to need to defend this. So let's see what he chooses to do. He's got a second storehouse on his wood. And probably by the time he gets to 200 200 wood, he's going to queue up a barracks, which should be... Oh, what did he queue up instead? Oh, bold play. He scouted out the barracks of his opponent, Zawnius, but chose to instead go the greedy route. Y'all know my feelings on all of this. If you can be greedy, you should be greedy. So I'm not opposed to this line of play. If he does a good enough job scouting and making sure that his opponent doesn't push him too hard, he should be fine. But we will see. Zawnius is no slouch, so he should be able to put on the pressure. And there's a very exposed hunt back here that if he does get... Oh, great scouting here by Flutters. But if he does get knocked off this hunt, he won't be able to get to the second age. But I say that, and he should be able to queue up for the second age right now before getting knocked off his hunt. There he is. Excellent. So he's not going to have to worry too much about desperately needing food to continue his villager production. Zawnius, on the other hand, continue to produce Sparabara. This is a really good tactic that you should use, especially when you are going greedy path. Use your scout. Your scout does a ton of chip damage, 4 damage per second, but to go from all the way in your base to all the way in your opponent's base, it takes a couple seconds. So there you go. Sparabara is already half done, and your scout still has 400 HP. And your villagers are somehow still gathering on this hunt. The boldness of Flutters just does not care. Love it. And boom, 1 Sparabara down, essentially. 40 food taken just by being a nuisance. And boom, dead. Flutter's going to continue to be a nuisance here. Nearly has all of the... oh man, this is 3 minutes, 13 seconds. Really fast town center time by Flutters. Well done. Perfect opening build here. And yeah, I don't think really good defensive spot by him. Zawnius won't be able to do anything, and now because Flutters got nice and greedy, he can just do this straight up. One thing I will say is, at least in the later game, a close second town center to your first town center is good. But in the early game, when your opponents can actually just go right to your wood line and there's not going to be any wood defended here, it's usually best to put your second town center on your wood line, at least in my opinion. Because then you can garrison, you don't lose wood production time, and your opponent, who's going to be trying to find something, some use for the Sparabara, they won't be able to do that effectively. Because your TC is going to be on the wood. Yeah, no, super fast time ace. Like 3 minutes 13 seconds. That's amazing. Zawnius, on the other hand, just has enough stone, and he's going to lose some stone out here. But this is also a really good TC placement. Not too far away, getting the forward gold. In the future too, like if he puts up a market line, it's going to be protecting his market line, because his market line, caravan line, will go through his base but behind his TC, which will be able to provide cover fire. Unlike the previous game, Zawnius is trying to scout out. I think the scout's going to pick this off. Yeah, really nicely done. But Zawnius is trying to scout out and see if there's any docks here. But there is no docks by either player. I think that's a mistake. I say that, but my last game with Carnage on this map, I didn't go docks either, so. But maybe it'll lure the players into a false sense of security. Maybe they'll make their markets on one side with the water, and then the opponents can use ballista triremes to do real good damage from the water, depending on how late game this goes. Alright, Flutters, despite not having any armory, just getting up one hit pacifist now, is retaking land once initially lost. Really smart job by Zawnius, spurring out his spearmen across the water to make sure that no funny business happens, but funny business is indeed happening. He's gonna thread the needle through these wood line and make a docks all the way down here. So really nicely done. False sense of security by Zawnius, thinking that nothing's gonna happen here. Couple of pacifists out, should be able to clean out any nonsense from the Sparabara. Asabara coming out. Love that. Asabara, one of my favorite units in the game. Both players doing a good job macroing up. 29 village to 33, so Flutters slightly faster. H2 and second town center paying dividends right now. Pacifists are going to clean out the scouters. I think he used a select all military key, question mark? Yes, he did. Another hunt on this side of the map being reclaimed. Look at these black cat gear, vanity gear. Black cat helmet, black cat shield, black cat weapon. Wakanda. God. Alright, Zawnius also on the water. 2 fishing boats. Already in queue. Flutters got his dock up, but is choosing, because he has no houses, to not go on the water. It looks like he's going to be housed for at least a little while, dropping a couple of villagers, dropping a couple cycles of production. Zawnius queuing up a ton of villagers, some more Asabara, and it looks like Flutters is not anticipating this. Let's see if he sees... He does not see the second town center. He does see the dock, so he's going to be prepared for that. But he doesn't have the pop space to actually queue up, or the wood to queue up a trireme. Still doesn't have the pop. Oh, now he has the pop space, but just now getting the wood. So let's see if he makes a trireme. Both players forwarding a bit of resources. Zawnius go to H3. Let's see if he chooses to do that. He's house capped right now, so, or pop capped right now, so this might be a good time. Because then you can get some ram ships, really contest the water. But no, instead choosing to build more production facilities and an armory. So two stables, 1 barracks, and I think I saw a archery range here. Archer range here. So 1-1-1. Oh, and in the base of Flutters, I'm missing this, but some good raids. The one thing I will say, it's good. It's good to raid, of course, but Flutters unfortunately hadn't done the scouting necessary to see that Zawnius was going heavy cav, so he had only a pacifist initially. And here we go, this trireme. It's gonna work wonders. I'd love to see the galley taken off queue and instead go to H3, get some ram ships, because that's the only thing that's gonna stop this trireme here. 1, 2. Oh. Flutters doing good work here. And these spearmen are also doing incredibly good work against these Asabara. Asabara are good, but spearmen are better. And there goes a ton of resources. Both players can queue up very easily to the third age, floating a lot of resources right now. In his base, Zawnius is trying to be a nuisance. And same thing when in Zawnius' base, being a nuisance back here. This force should be able to clean it up. Ooh, Zawnius is getting some good map vision across the map with some watch posts. Okay, I think I missed it, but the galley seemed to have cleaned up the trireme. So maybe Zawnius was doing some micro and Flutters was not. Another watch post going up. Flutters has his army spread across the map, so he has map vision by proxy. I like this from some Zawnius, at least using his large bank. 58 villagers to 61, so fairly even resources, but using his large bank to get up some upgrades, turn the tide, to have a reason why his army would beat his opponent's army. Flutters doing the same thing, getting scale mail, interesting choice, and going to third age. So excellent work by him. A bit late in my opinion, but you know, you don't want to lose the fight. Yeah, you don't want to lose a fight. And then, Zawnius needs to bring his whole army here. He can't lose these. He can't lose these Asabara. These Asabaras are critical to the front meat shield of his army, and they're getting absolutely destroyed here. Oh no, he's queuing up a bunch more, but I think he was focused on being housed instead, because right now his army is not large enough. Finally bringing in the bowman here. That'll hopefully be enough to clean up the army if he does stop moving with them. Okay, there we go. Zawnius cleaning that up. But now the issue, right? When you do take that first engagement, and you almost feel like you need to queue up a ton of resources. Zawnius is going to see this, but what happens is you feel a need to like invest a ton of resources. Is it continuing to pump out an army? And now you see the bank of Zawnius dry up so quickly. Versus Flutters, he's now age 3, so he has that tech advantage. He's getting the age 3 upgrades, right? Where's his armory upgrade? Where's his armory? Armory here. Not any age 3 armories yet, but we could easily take this army, I think. 14 spearmen, but these Asabara are huge, right? So, and one thing as well, if your army is spread out, right, like Zawnius takes one fight at a time. Zawnius' whole army takes one fight against your smaller army. So Zawnius, let's see what he knows across the map. He knows pretty much everything. He lost the water here. And Flutters, on the other hand, he also has some good map vision. Actually, really nice map vision. He's spread across the majority of the map. He's done a really good job there. And with his main army in the middle of the base, he's taken half the map control. Let's see what he's doing with the water here. Pumping out a bunch of fishing boats. Doesn't have net lures yet, but hopefully he'll be able to get that soon. I like this from Zawnius. He wants to make sure that at least his extremities aren't going to be pushed in. So he feels safe to put his army in the middle of his base right here. That's an excellent strat. 89 villagers to the 68 of Zawnius. So larger army from Flutters, as well as higher pop cap. And Zawnius' army is looking a little worse for wear. He does have pierce armor, which is going to be really good, and he does have pierce damage. So this is going to be it. This is going to be the fight that counts. Zawnius is getting some really good pot shots in on the spearman, but man, that meat shield from the acid bar just melts to the spearman. I think they're sort of trading blow for blow, meat shield for meat shield. But the series, there's a couple in the mix, and there they are. They go down. Zawnius is mixing in now some spearmen to fight against the series, but oh man, look at this anti-ranged army. Hoplites, the newly buffed Peltas and series. So the remaining 54 bowmen of Zawnius is going to come crumbling down very shortly with the remass of Flutters' army. Zawnius doesn't actually have the resources needed to keep making from all these stables. So, and he has an H3 Shield Trust coming up from Flutters. I would have probably waited for that, but we will see. I think he has enough of an economy to keep this fight up for the long term, and I don't think Zawnius does. But Zawnius is smart. This is excellent play, which you need to do when you know you can't take your army head on, or your opponent's army head on. Like, fall back to your double TC. Flutters has the water now. Let's see if he's got the upgrade. No, he has not got net lures yet, but even just having these 6-7 fishing boats on the water is extremely effective. Lots of pierce damage in this army, so there's not going to be much to do damage to this TC. Saying that though, there's 4 villagers on this TC that paid a heavy price for my no damage play. Flutters OP, yeah, Flutters is pretty damn good. For these bowmen, soon to be bowman champion, I hope, with age 3 finally queuing up for Zawnius. He just needs, I think actually a nice meat shield of 70 bowmen now. Holy, yeah, bowman champion is going to be huge. But yeah, Sparabaras. If you can get some Sparabaras out, there's no anti-infantry other than pierce damage in this army. Oh, I would wait for. Are we not waiting for bowman champion to come out? You can't take this fight, right? Still 54 bowmen. That's nothing to scoff at. Oh man. Yeah, still 54 bowmen. I don't think you can. Flutters can push into this. He needs to get the majority of his army in this fight. There are 21 talks here. Nicely done by Zawnius, getting up his 3rd town center. But Flutters pushing into the same massive army. Oh, here we go. Of Zawnius. So he's taking some pretty bad trades. But the good thing is that he's, at least right now, doing some damage here. Tried to do some damage on the other side of the map, but now that Zawnius has mounted archers, that should be able to be cleaned up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 48 bowmen still. Now he's got some anti-cav in the form of mounted archers, but then there's no reason why Flutters can't just switch to series, right? Like all series will pretty much crush this army. They trade pretty evenly against mounted archers, and there aren't that many mounted archers here. Whoa, this is the most bold market placements I've ever seen. He has all of the water, but instead choosing to get a market all the way up here. He's made a base all the way up. I love this from Flutters. Let's see here, 30 gold gatherers. So one thing he's sort of struggling for. Both players are maxed, and this is where Zawnius pushes out, but he needs to not lose all of his units here. How many series are in the mix here? 8 series, so that isn't an incredible amount, but 51 bowmen. 50 bowmen now. And here are the battering rams. This is what's going to make the difference. This is what Flutters needed. His hoplites now. His bowman count's dwindling, but still remaining pretty high, actually. You'd think it'd go down much faster. Zawnius is kiting, doing a good job of kiting. I think all of the series have died, and now it's just infantry. And this infantry, it's going to be falling pretty quickly to these bowman ball champions. The Asabara going for the ram. And takes out the ram, so really well done by that, by the Asabara, sacrificing his Asabaras. Zawnius desperately trying to get out some more stables. I'm not sure if that's the play. It might be the play. What do we think? What do we think that the Persian player needs right now? Usually it'd be Persia who'd be on the offensive, but with the Greek player being on the offensive, 83 villagers to 83. What happened to all the villagers of Flutters? Did he murder some in cold blood? Town center down by Zawnius, but he wasn't using the pop. He can't seem to remass. He has 0 gold gatherers right now, and he's just started his caravan line. So it's going to be a while till he's able to actually get up some gold gatherers. He does have some gold in his base over here, but near his market line. That's pretty far away. And I think that's going to be the GG. Wow. Flutters. First time seeing him in the community challenge, and he makes a statement. I can imagine Flutters playing Rome. The way he likes to forward build. Right? Making houses here, sort of ripe for raiding. But Zawnius is continuously put on the back foot there. So yeah, really well done. Huh. Excellent. SKS Flutters. Oh, he's part of a clan. Nice. Okay. All right, we'll do. Let's go here. Wait, is he Korean? He's not Korean, is he? All right, Troller, let's go.